what is the goal here? And we have plenty of things we want to spend this on domestically, right? So, I think there's too much of a focus on what Donald Trump wants or doesn't want, and too little of the appreciation of the reality of where this is headed. And what I've been telling to Ukraine is, like, you got to start thinking a year ago, long before Donald Trump, was elected, about how you're going to handle the cutoff of American, at least military aid. And then the second part of this is, what is your strategy for victory? I've been pretty aggressive with them since about late 2022, early 2023, of what is your concept of victory? Okay, great. You've won the Battle of Kiev. You prevented the overrun of your country. You've recaptured massive amount of territory in the Kharkiv region during that counteroffensive in the fall of 2022. You've retaken Kherson, one of your largest cities. Now what, right? And put all their eggs in that counteroffensive basket, which, by the way, I believe they should have a right to do. They've earned that right through their blood and sacrifices. But I was very skeptical of it succeeding, in part because, I was closely watching the Russian buildup in the south, the fortifications and the minefields that they had built, but also the lack of training and capability development on the Ukrainian forces, and was very skeptical that this would work. Kharkiv was, I hate to say it this way, the words might be wrong, but kind of an accidental victory. The Russians were caught unawares. The Ukrainians succeeded well beyond their wildest expectations when they were able to drive almost without opposition and recapture most of that territory. Kherson was a much tougher fight. They fought it for months. And ultimately, the reason why they were able to capture Kherson, the city, which, if you recall, is on the right side of the Dnieper River, cut off from most of the Russian occupied territories, on the other side of the river, the logistics were unsustainable for them. It was only a matter of time before they would withdraw. But even with those contested logistics, with the bridges over the river being basically decimated by Ukrainian strikes, it took them months to withdraw before the Ukrainians were able to really push them out. And they withdrew in an orderly fashion without losing that contingent of forces. There were fears in Russia that they would get surrounded and a huge number of their forces would get captured. That did not happen.